So you actually just missed me unpacking my kiln because I pressed record and I didn't have my mic on, so there's no audio. So I'm redoing it and all my stuff has just flown onto the ground. This is the first day that we've had no rain for the last 5 days, so it's quite nice and refreshing. It's actually quite warm today. It's meant to be nice over the weekend, but then I think it's meant to be coming back. So yay, more rain. I was just unpacking the kiln. I opened it this morning just to let it cool down a bit more, and it was just from my chip and dip platter workshop, and they no cracks, which is always awesome for platters. I really like these ones. I love how the pattern, the textures come out really, really well on these. So I can't wait to glaze these. I'm thinking maybe my Wonder White glaze that I've made myself, or a clear glaze. I'm not too sure yet. We'll think about it. I've also, I don't know if I'll get these glazed today, maybe tomorrow over the weekend. And then I've got a couple of pyramids that I want to assemble and put together as well. Again, as I'm making a whole bunch of Christmas stock, just slowly, just bit by bit, while I have some time in the studio, and I'll put them together. And that's probably the plan for today so far. So I'm going to assemble my biggest one first, which is my medium, and then I've got 3 small ones that I can put together as well. But I want to share with you my tool that I absolutely love. I think I got it from Amazon, but I'm pretty sure you can get it on Shein or Temu. So it's just an angle slicer. All different angles that you can do. I'll be slicing into these to cut into my angles so my pyramids can get attached together. And yeah, I would recommend having a couple of these just on hand. I'm probably going to order some more for when people like attend more of my workshops when I'm down in my studio. I mean, you could technically make one of these. I think I made one when I was at uni, or someone I knew had one, so I always use theirs. Very, very helpful when you want to get on that angle. Especially when you're attaching things. Just makes life so much easier. I've made 4 pyramids. So I've made a medium and 3 small ones. So I'll let them dry overnight, cover them up, just so they're a little bit more hard, maybe 2 days, and then I can carve into them and put their holes in there for the rope to go through as well. While I'm here, I just thought I made these in mugs yesterday for a customer whose son is getting married, and she wanted some mugs to gift them for their wedding. So Mr. and Mrs. with their name and the date of their wedding on the back. So I'm going to put some handles on them. I still feel like they might be a little bit still too wet, so I'll see how they feel. Just making sure they stay that circular, they don't warp too much. Swaps a little bit, stay circular. But I think they'll come out really, really nice once I put the handle on. Classic handle. Now I'm covering the date and the name on it just in case, because I know these are a gift. I just went with my classic handle. Can never go wrong with a beginner handle. I wasn't going to do any pulling with this one, but I never have any issues with this one. Perfect for beginners. I do have a video on how to do this. If you want to go through my latest videos, check them out. I'm going to do my favorite pattern, which is my most popular one. So I'm back in my studio today. It's been non-stop raining and miserable and cold weather. The sun is out today, thank God. We didn't get stranded. I know a couple of people that did get stranded in their homes, unfortunately. So just pray that the sun comes out for the week and the rain stays away so we can dry out and people can, you know, start cleaning up the mess that this rain has caused. Yeah, but I'm in here just doing some glazing. I want to get a glaze firing on. These are my cheese platters and dip bowls. This was for a private workshop for a women's group that meet up. I think it was like once a month. They do like a little event together. So it was a bunch of them that did a cheese platter and dip bowl. Yeah, I'm just going to get them glazed because I want to be able to return them for this weekend. And I think that's just the plan for a day. I've still got some mugs over there drying. I'll probably obviously do them after this glaze firing just so they're 100% dry, because again, this weather has been very, very damp, so they've probably taken a little bit longer to dry than usual. So I'm just cleaning the bottom of these. I've just glazed them, cleaning the bottom of these platters and bowls, and then I'm going to chuck them in. Hopefully they all fit in with a glaze firing. I've decided to put my Wonder White glaze on these. The clay that they use is the Raku clay, which is really sturdy for platters. And because it's not a very white clay, so I've just put my Wonder White glaze on top, so it will kind of make it a little bit whiter. That's what I want. Guess what? They all fit in. Yes, it's a good feeling. All the platters and all the dip bowls are ready for a glaze firing. Cleaned the bottoms, double checked. And now ready to go. And it is on. And that's me for the day. So I was stuck inside doing absolutely nothing. I'm like, let's get in the studio and make some things that have been on my list that I've wanted to make for myself. Again, I don't get a lot of time to make things for myself because I'm always glazing and through the week, you know, being a full-time mum as well, I'm glazing other people's work. So I never really get time to just play around with some ideas. And I've always wanted to make some just plain old slip-classed mugs with some sunflowers on them. I know it sounds very just, you know, boring, or you can buy that anywhere, but I wanted to make my own. I love sunflowers. It's my favorite flower. I also have always dreamt of getting like a sleeve of sunflowers. Will probably never happen. Maybe after I don't know. Just always imagine that. But you know, getting closer to 40, probably never going to happen. And plus, it's really expensive. So I'm going to make some mugs for my own to be in the house. I'm going to use my new underglazes, but first I need to find my mug cast, and it's here somewhere. I'm hoping. And I'm really hoping no one has nested in my molds because I haven't been up here or moved anything. So I'm hoping no one has made a home in this mold. So it's a mug mold that I made many, many years ago. And it's a decent sized mug, not huge, but good for, you know, cup teas. And now I need to find it. There are a lot of molds up here that I've actually never used before. I bought a whole bunch of them offline on Marketplace, and my dream was to plan. You know, you always have these ideas, oh, I'll get all that and I can make some things. But then my workshops took over and I didn't have time to do that. I don't really want to put my hands in the holes. So I've got all these molds that I've never used before. Some of them are huge. They take up a lot of slip. And you don't want to risk that your first time doing it, using all your slip, and then something happens. Sometimes slip the cast open if you haven't got it strapped properly. And that has happened plenty of times for me. So there's this big one here that I've never used. I don't even know what it is. Again, I got these all offline. Oh, it's a big vase. Cool. And I've got all these flat platter ones here. Again, a plan to make platters and run workshops where you can paint them yourself. That's when I have my big studio. Again, all these plans. And they come online like, yes, I'm going to grab them. and they're only like $1 each, so why not? Now I'm going to find this cast. Oh, it's not in there. I make? Yes, that's one of mine. It's not in them. Half a mould that I made that I never made another half of, I think. And all my little handles that I've made to attach on my sponge moulds. So it's not in there. Sugar jar? I know where it is. It's down there. In the most obvious place. I was thinking, these can't be all my moulds. I've got other ones somewhere. I do. Over here. Down the bottom there. Where my pyramid moulds are. And I remember it's this one because a rat got at it and started eating the plaster. It's a bit of a dodgy mould, but still works. So I found the mould. I just gave it a bit of a clean because it's very, very dusty. And now I'm going to mix my slip. This is the slip that I made. Lumina 33 mid-fire. Made it from scratch from a bag of powdered. I had to add all the ingredients myself, like making a cake. I do have that video online on my YouTube channel if you want to know how to make that from scratch, if you live in Australia. Now I'm just going to give this a good mix because it's been sitting here for, I don't know, maybe 6 months without being touched. Ugh. I have just mixed up my slip. I'm hoping I don't have to add any water or Dispex to it. It seems a bit thick, but I'm going to test it out in this mould. All right. Oh, I do remember, I think this mould has a hole because of the rat. Yeah, I think it has one little hole there. Let's see how we go. It's not normal to have a hole in your mould, but if a rat gets at it, you can't help that, unfortunately. Yeah, it's dripping just a little bit at the back here. Oh, let's get a little bit of clay. Plug that up. Again, it's been many years since I've used this mould. I'm clogging it up with some clay. As you do. Improvise. There we go. All right. Hey Google, set timer for 10 minutes. Okay, this could be a fail. It looks a bit unevenly casted. That could be the slip. I might need a little bit of water or Dispex in it. All right, let's drain it out. So just put it over there in the corner to drain out. I will see how it drains and then I'll look at my chart and see what needs to be added to it. It might need a little bit of deflocculant in it or some water. We'll figure that out, see how it drains. I'll check on it tomorrow, and this might just be a little demo, getting the thickness right and getting the slip right, and so we'll just have to do some testing. Fresh out of the kiln, my cheese and dip platter workshop. This was a private workshop that was run for a women's group. They get together every couple of months and do like a little event together, and they decided to do a clay workshop. So they all made a little cheese platter and a little dip bowl to go with it. They all turned out really good. I put my Wonder White glaze on them. Cracked it open last night so it could cool down so I could unpack it this morning. I was itching to get in here and open it. I love how the texture of the flour pressed into this clay has come out. It just comes out so much better than any rolling or stamp that you can buy. Just that natural indents and perfection that it sits in there. Like, it's all different depths, and the glaze sitting in it just looks really good. Hopefully you can capture that, see that. And then they made a little dip bowl. They went with it, just using a little pinch pot technique. They did really well. And I love how all of them are all different. No one did the same thing. That's what I love about it. And no one else in the world is going to have this piece. Uniquely made, handmade by yourself. And then you can bring it out on special occasions and go, look, I made this. Again, I love how the flower has indented these little bobbles that have at the end of this flower, which actually blooms around winter time here. This yellow kind of like wattle. I don't know what kind of plant it is. I've got to figure out what it is. But I love how the texture sits in there. How cute is that? That one there. Beautiful. In a bowl. Now I'm going to pack the kiln for a bisque firing. I think my mugs are ready to go, and some of my pyramids as well. I get them in, and it's just started raining again. Again, it's a very miserable cold day, so I'm just going to get the firing in, go pick up the kids, and that will be the day. Sorry about the lighting, and if I put the light on, it's just a really disgusting light, so hopefully I can get some natural light in here, but see the texture coming up on these platters. They should be very proud of themselves. No cracks. Love it. My slip cast piece, I took it out last night. I was in my pajamas, so I didn't really want to film that, and it was dark, and I just wanted to get in here before I went to bed to actually see how it cast, and it actually went really well. I probably would have left it in there for a little bit longer to make it a bit thicker. I put it in my little doggy bag because I don't think I'll touch it today. I will fix it all up tomorrow. It's still quite damp, and then I can, yeah, see how it goes tomorrow. Again, I'm not in any rush. This is just a little side project that I want to do for myself. Hello. Up. Good boy. He's a bit of a sook. He's getting old. Aren't you, buddy? You're getting old, getting all the grey hairs around your face. Just wants to be loved. This weather's not nice, is it? It's just too wet. You just want to be inside. All cleaned and packed, ready for a bisque firing. All my pyramids and all the mugs. Pray that there are no cracks along the way. I didn't get a chance to get into my studio this weekend. I had a workshop on Saturday, and then on Sunday I go swimming. I'm involved in a master swimming club. And then we've got church that afternoon. So I don't really get a chance to get in here on the weekends, mainly weekdays. But I had a firing going over the weekend, a bisque firing, and now I'm finally can unload it. And it looks like they all survived. So, yes. I got my pyramids and some mugs in there as well. So I'm going to unpack that. And I'll also show you what they made on Saturday with the workshop. It was a cheese platter and dip workshop. I had about 8 people. And they all did some really lovely work. So I need to get them unpacked, put some weight on them so they don't warp and move around, and just keep an eye on them for the next week to make sure that they don't crack and dry nicely. Yeah, that will be for today, and that will be a wrap for the week. and then I need to get inside and do some stuff. I've made 2 more slip cast molds of the mugs that I really want to make for inside, and just slowly make them. Again, very time consuming slip casting. Yeah, so I'm going to unpack this and see how it all went. So here are some of the platters they made. Platters and little dip bowls. They did really well. I love how the pattern comes out of these, and they've done it with my nice mid-fire 33 clays. So the Wonder White glaze on that is going to look really nice. I'll unpack them. So I'm just going to unpack them, put some weight on them, making sure that they don't warp and bend up, and I'll just keep checking on them over the week. And that will be just for today. Again, I might see if I can do some glazing on the inside, but I think I might finish that up maybe tomorrow or something like that. I've got the rest of the week. It is Monday, so hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys later.